Okay, now we're ready to move on to video 6, which is going to deal with counters in ladder logic. With counters, we're going to talk about up counters, down counters, and reset operations for counters, and some example project using counters. But we're going to show that in the software here. All right, so here I want to cover a little bit about counters. Basically, you have three types of counters with the MicroLogix series. You've got the up counter, which is the CTU, the down counter, which is the CTD, and then there is the high speed counter, which I haven't really utilized that with this series of PLC, but basically that's dealing more with a high speed type of input. And actually, I'll probably get that one out of the way first. We can go look at the instruction help on this instruction. This is probably not one that's used an awful lot, but it counts high-speed pulses from a high-speed input, which means that it would be an input that transitions from a low logic level to a high logic level very quickly and then back down. It can basically handle a maximum pulse rate of 8 kilohertz um, in frequency. So it's kind of a variation of the up counter. The CTU is an up counter, which basically counts up. You can think of a counter as going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A down counter would be going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Assuming that you've got a preset of a 5, you're either counting up, counting down. But it's um, it's kind of a strange one in a way. You're actually using an input, and this type of counter uses I 0 0 is transition to being a high speed input at that point. And so it's enabled when the rung logic is true, and then it can count transitions that occur at input terminal I 0 0. And so that uh, type of counter needs to use that specific input. So you wouldn't want to use that input for anything else. But again, that's kind of a lesser used type of counter. You may have an application. A common one here is the up counter. This is probably a very common one. You can see here that I have C5:5. There's a preset of 100, so this counter will count up to 100 before this done bit becomes active. And you can see right now it's already accumulated, so at some point it's already counted once. I can toggle this input, and you can see as soon as that input goes high, my accumulated value's gone to 2. And then if I toggle the bit off, it doesn't change. The count is still at 2. It only counts up when the input transitions from a low to a high value. Again, if I toggle that bit again, we count up to 3. And I could keep doing this. You can see the count up bit is on because we just counted up. I can toggle that back off and the count up bit is off. And again, I'd have to do this 97 more times to see the done bit, and I'm not going to bother with that right now. The count down is a different one. We're starting with a preset of 6 here, so this counter will actually count down. If I toggle this bit and this rung, you can see that it has actually counted down. Let's take a look here and see what's happening. What's kind of interesting here is the values that we actually have in here. So you can see it's actually showing a -2. Let's take a look at the help here for this instruction. This would be the CTD to make sure that we understand it properly. And there's a nice help in here for these instructions. So the way this one works, it counts down for each false to true transition. So similar to the count up. Um, and it produces an output when the accumulated value reaches the preset value. And rung transitions, they could be triggered by a limit switch or parts, traveling past some detector. So yeah, so this basically will count down. So like you got this example here where you have a preset of 1,000. The accumulator is at 55, and then it will count down. So you enter a counter address, the preset value, and the accumulated value. The preset value is the point which must be reached to set the done bit. The accumulated value represents the current count status. So that's kind of interesting that that we have that. I mean, I could put a value in here of 55. We'll make that 1,000. Transition here. Toggle the bit, and you can see that the accumulator is actually counting down. So I'm going to make this preset, let's say, make it 50. All right. So this is a little different than what I expected originally when I looked at this instruction. I haven't used one of these in a bit, but you can see there's a done bit in place. Let me toggle it. It's counting down. And the accumulated value just it keeps going down as I toggle it. And so there we got. So there the done bit is off. So you can see what's happening here. The preset is actually the value. You can see we've dropped below 50, which is the preset, and now the done bit is off. And this will keep counting down. So you can think of the preset as kind of like the target that you're trying to reach for your down counter. And now the done bit is no longer on. If my preset is 50 and I set this back to 53, you can see the accumulated value is higher than the preset. The preset is my target, and so the done bit remains on, but as I count this down, 52, it's still on because I'm still there, 52. All right, we're going to count again. Toggle the bit, we're at 51, the done bit is still on. So the done bit is a little different here. It remains on until I go below my preset. Toggle it again at 50, and you notice we're at 50, and the done bit is still on. But as soon as this goes to 50, or I'm sorry, as soon as it goes to 49, watch what happens to the done bit. It goes off. So that is how this one works. It's a little interesting that it works that way, but that is basically what it is. The preset, think of it as like the target your value that you're wanting to reach before the done bit turns off. So that's the basics for counters. Now, you've also got resets in here. You can reset counters as you need to. You can see here C51 currently has an accumulated value of 49 in it. You can reset the counter by assigning a reset instruction to that counter. I can toggle the bit, and look what happens. The accumulated value of C51 has gone to 0 because I reset it. So you can definitely do that. Now the issue here with this countdown counter is that once, if your accumulated is at 0, you're already way below your preset. This will actually start counting negative. It goes to -1, as you see here. So probably not what you want to do with this counter. I think what you're wanting to do is set the preset for the target you want to reach, and your accumulated value would be something higher than that, and you want to count down to the preset. Would probably be a use for that counter. But you can imagine scenarios where you might want to do something like that. So hopefully that's a good introduction to counters. We're going to get into a little bit more complicated programming as we go through this. We're going to actually do a project where I'm hoping to mix some of these together, and hopefully it'll make a little more sense. But starting out, I just kind of want to introduce everybody to the basic instructions that are available. And it's basically just think of it as a toolkit of different instructions that you can pull into a program to achieve the end result that you're looking for.